With the successful execution of more than 400 road infrastructure projects, actually the number is 414.
Abia State Governor Dr. Alex Otti on Friday, May 29, 2026, held a grand anniversary parade at the Umuahia Township Stadium to mark 3 years of his administration. Speaking at the event, Governor Otti said the occasion was a moment to reflect on the journey so far and renew his commitment to the development of Abia State. He highlighted achievements in road infrastructure, healthcare, education, transportation, power, youth empowerment, and environmental sanitation. The governor revealed that his administration has completed 414 road projects covering over 800 kilometers, recruited thousands of teachers and healthcare workers, renovated more than 277 primary healthcare centers, and expanded opportunities for young people through technology and entrepreneurship programs. He also noted improvement in transportation, environmental cleanliness, and workers' welfare, assuring Abians that his government remains committed to delivering quality governance and sustainable development. The colorful parade attracted top government officials, lawmakers, traditional rulers, religious leaders, security chiefs, and other stakeholders across the state.
Let me start by thanking everyone who joined in this celebration this afternoon. My speech is titled Dignity, Public Welfare, and Accountability. Umunnem Abia, friends of our dear state, men and women of goodwill, I bring you joyful greetings as we mark yet another epoch in the continuing evolution to reflect on how far we have come, appreciate ourselves for the modest price, and make a conscious decision to face the future with courage. Indeed, we have come a long way, but the road ahead is still far. Our journey is only just beginning. For all its shortcomings and imperfections, democracy has provided us a genuine vehicle for accelerated development. Better than all other alternatives, the freedom to choose our leaders, which is democracy's ultimate advantage, has given us the leverage to take our destiny in our own hands. On this day, 3 years ago, a new era opened for us as a government elected by the popular will of the people took the reins of leadership. From the very minute we took our oath, the task of charting a new course for the state kicked off in earnest. We hit the ground running from the very beginning because the promise of restoration could wait no longer. We are resolute in our resolve to push things into motion because we understood the weight of public expectation on our shoulders. Barely 24 hours after our inauguration, we were in the streets of Aba, leading the refuse disposal effort, not minding the heavy downpour. By refusing to be held back by an inclement weather, we sent out a clear message that the era of making excuses for failure was over. Ours is far from a perfect administration, but even the most fervent critic cannot but acknowledge that on the most critical measures of progress, Abia, in the last 3 years, has turned the corner. With the successful execution of more than 400 road infrastructure projects, actually the number is 414, covering over 800 kilometers. It is safe to say that our journey into the transformation of our road networks as a major driver of prosperity across urban and rural communities has started. In the next few months, 82 other roads stretching over 200 kilometers shall be delivered and opened for public use. Thank you. Our road infrastructure investments are carefully spread in ways that leave no part of the state behind. We are as mindful of the expectations of the Abia industrial and trading community as we are conscious of the wealth of resources that quality roads can open up in our agrarian centers. The timely completion of Port Harcourt Road in Abia, Aguirre Boulevard in Umuahia, and the last part of the 67-kilometer Umuahia, Uzuakole, Abreba to Ohafia Road offers a telling example of the balance of our outlay. The quality of work on the new bridge over Igu River, adjacent to the historic Omenoko Bridge, point to the joy of restoration and the place of memory in our evolution. This same testimony is what you get from regular commuters at Ohanku Road in Abia, a road that lay in ruins for decades. The realization of the 5.95 kilometer road leading to Abia Tower, Monimo Bridge, now named Umuahia Way, and the completion of the 11.5 kilometer Nunya Eluama Road, now known as Dubisi Kanu Road, amongst hundreds of other projects, stand as abiding testament to the measure of progress the state has witnessed in the last 36 months. In addition to building durable, aesthetically appealing roads, this administration has also recorded decent strides in quality healthcare delivery through sustained investments in personnel, infrastructure, and the consistent supply of quality drugs and medical consumables. In the last 3 years, we have recruited close to 1,000 healthcare professionals, from consultants to health technicians. The new employees have been posted to tertiary, secondary, and primary health facilities to support the well-being of our people in the urban and rural areas. In pursuit of the compelling vision of setting the pace in public health delivery ecosystem, we have consistently earmarked 15% of our annual budget to this sector. This outlay has enabled the retrofitting and functionalization of 277 and over 120 primary health care centers, respectively. The general hospitals in Obingwa, Okibe, Ikuano, Arochukwu, and Ohafia have either been completely retrofitted or are in different stages of retrofitting, and some of them have been supplied with relevant equipment to meet the new Abia service standard. In the same vein, we have also made good progress in tertiary health services following the resuscitation and expansion of the service framework at the Abia State Specialist Hospital and Diagnostic Center here in Umuahia. Our projection is that over the next few months, the ongoing construction and modeling projects at Abia State University Teaching Hospital and Umuahia General Hospital shall be completed to further expand the tertiary care space. In the new Abia, the first measure of wealth is the health of the people. It is for this reason that we are pulling all the stops to set standards that align with our outlook for this. Education is at the center of our long-term development plan, as documented, legislated upon, and signed into law. The logic, while our investments in physical structure answer to the economic and social needs of the present, prosperity in the future will require a mass of enlightened and highly skilled population. In order not to be caught unawares by the demands of the new age economy, we had made it a convention to allocate no less than 20% of our annual budgetary provision to the education sector. It has been 3 years of consistency, and the results are beginning to manifest as predicted. Just recently, I was at the Abia State University, Uturu, to commission several projects, including hostel facilities and a 5-megawatt power substation. While in Uturu, we also flagged up the construction of a combined 10,000-bed capacity hostel for male and female students, new faculty buildings for the faculties of law and agriculture, and a university cafeteria, and kilometers of internal roads. Decent infrastructure turnaround is also happening at the Umuahia Polytechnic, Aba, and the College of Education Technical in Arochukwu. In Aba and Arochukwu, we have completed the restoration of several residential facilities, lecture halls, intra-campus roads, sports complexes, and other significant infrastructure projects. The more fundamental development happening in the tertiary education space is the recruitment of hundreds of quality personnel to instruct and mentor our students in their chosen fields of learning. We recently launched an initiative to stamp out the evil of extortion within the institutions. In the basic and secondary education subsector, I mentioned last week that we have not moved at the pace we wanted. Nevertheless, appreciable progress has also been recorded, with particular respect to staff training, following the recruitment of 5,394 teachers last year. We are currently concluding the process of adding another set of 4,000 new teachers to further boost the quality of learning in our public schools. The addition of new teachers became imperative following the jump in enrollment by over 150% in the last academic session. In addition to extensive investment in formal education, we are also keen on supporting other channels of youth development. In the past 3 years, we have trained thousands of young people on critical ICT skills, from software engineering and artificial intelligence integration to cyber security, using platforms like Tech Rise Skill Development Initiative and similar programs. In addition to training and skills acquisition, we have moved further to incentivize innovation by earmarking funds in excess of 300 million naira to support technology-driven enterprises across the state. Our overarching vision is to give the young dreamers every necessary support to thrive, compete, and find fulfillment in a world where knowledge is the art capital. Still on youth development and empowerment for value creation, the administration has taken an active interest in sports development, from grassroots sports activities to international sporting exposure. We are investing in the sports ecosystem with the singular intent of expanding the platform for self-expression, because sports, beyond its recreational value, has grown into a major economic stronghold, opening channels of generous earning by sports professionals, investors, and millions of stakeholder groups. They just concluded Abia Soccer Fest, which began in the 184 wards before the final showpiece in Umuahia a few days ago, attests to our conviction that sports represent an excellent vehicle for community mobilization and exposure. In the last days, we have institutionalized statewide sports tournaments for students in secondary and tertiary institutions. The intent is to purposely direct the energy of our young people, pull them away from unhealthy recreational activities, and give the extraordinarily talented ones the platform to begin their ascent in the world of professional sporting. We declared an emergency on waste management minutes after we took the oath of office on this day in 2023. I'm glad to report that within the intervening period, the tempo has remained as high. After the evacuation of 2,997 truckloads of garbage in the first few weeks, we have since moved methodically to set up a structured system to guarantee round-the-clock effective waste management. In addition to the prompt evacuation of solid waste, the State Environmental Protection Agency, ASEPA, has significantly raised the bar by developing appropriate mechanisms for managing industrial and household effluents, inventarization of dump sites to track trace, and other novel initiatives to keep our environment safe and clean. The transport sector is another front where the administration has effectively changed the old narrative. Our network of quality roads, the recently commissioned bus terminal in Umuahia, named after Professor Otti, the electric buses that ply major inter- and intra-city routes, the 70 bus shelters, laybys, and similar infrastructure investments have not only improved the daily commute experience of tens of thousands of people, they have made our roads safer and raised the appeal of our urban centers. Through our development initiatives in the sector, thousands of jobs have been created as new investments arrive to meet demands arising from the shift in appetite. The most impressive development for us is that the turnaround in the road transport ecosystem has led to a significant reduction in the cost of regular commute when compared to other places. Even then, we are not unmindful of the difficulties that confront many fixed-income earners in their commute to work. We shall continue to make interventions in the hope that normalcy will return in a short while. In the power sector, significant gains have also been recorded by the administration. Abia, I'm glad to report, has continued to build on the gains of the larger reforms in the national power ecosystem. We are currently ramping up investments in the sector, from alternative to conventional energy resources, to systems and structures that drive investments, job creation, and industrial growth. Our efforts have led to the restoration of electricity in several communities that were previously disconnected from the grid owing to vandalism and infrastructure inadequacy. In the next few months, scores of other communities would have their electricity supply challenges resolved. We are working around the clock to support the capacity of private sector players in the energy space to deliver improved value for household and industrial consumers. Recall that we had already made a major acquisition that is intended to improve supply in the Umuahia ring-fenced district. I am convinced that before the end of the year, we shall reach significant milestones in that regard. It is, however, encouraging to observe that several manufacturers have since picked the signal. Quietly but optimistically, they are setting up plans in different parts of the state to take advantage of the progress we have made in the electricity market. In the cultural sector, we are moving away from the old fixation with subsistence farming to an enterprise-oriented, technology-driven model. Our approach is data-enabled. In the last 3 years, we have done a comprehensive mapping of our agricultural assets, built a robust database of farmers, and developed a holistic framework that is transforming the outlook to agro-investing, financing, and management of smallholder farmers. Expectedly, Abia has become an attractive investment destination for multinational corporations with significant sums already committed in the agro value chain. As I said a few days ago, the days of playing small are long gone. While we shall continue to support smallholder farmers with impulse and training, we are more interested on how to make the most of our agro assets to create jobs and achieve food security. Umunnem Abia, permit me to also report that a significant turnaround has been recorded in the management of our land assets. We have holistically digitized the land documents management system to improve transparency and process integrity. The mapping of the state has already been recently concluded. The target is to improve precise spatial data records and reap the value of benefits associated thereto. Our Seize of O in 30 days policy has greatly improved the value of our real estate. In the area of housing development, I'm happy to announce that we have concluded arrangements for the flag off of the Civil Service Commission Pocket Layout Estate in Umuahia. Projected to be delivered in the next 12 months, the estate would improve the supply of residential homes in Umuahia, as well as draw a critical capital and skilled professionals to the city. In addition to the development of physical infrastructure, the state has prioritized the welfare of civil servants and retirees in absolute fidelity. The promise made at the inauguration podium on this day 3 years ago, that never again will our civil servants and retirees take to the streets to ask for their monthly entitlements. Through the introduction of a robust health insurance program, the administration has made it easy for its workforce and their dependents to access affordable health care, including surgeries, without worrying about the cost. Additionally, we have made training and retraining a regular feature in the civil service. May I reiterate that we acknowledge the economic difficulties that fixed income earners face amidst the strong headwinds from forces outside our direct control. As earlier indicated, we shall continue to evolve initiatives to mitigate the impact on our people. I'm however pleased that today in Abia, every legitimate employee of the state government gets their entitlements as and when due. The certainty has made it easier for households and businesses to plan. The administration has successfully engineered a shift in the approach to women empowerment through special intervention programs supervised by different ministries, departments, and agencies. Hundreds of women have been supported to set up business clusters and take advantage of the economic support programs of the state and its network of partners. The government remains particularly mindful of women and girls in its recruitments, appointments, and targeted interventions in agriculture, ICT, small and medium-scale enterprises, and household support initiatives. Just recently, the Office of the First Lady commissioned 35 units of residential buildings across the 17 local government areas for indigent mothers. Efforts have also been intensified to protect the girl child from all forms of assault. The recent launch of the Inchedo Sexual Assault Referral Center speaks to our commitment in this regard. What has distinguished our administration, in addition to the modest gains in infrastructure, is the way we respond to the weak and vulnerable in our midst. Consideration for persons with disabilities form a critical trust in our government policy frameworks. Our free basic education program and continuous investment in this sector are intended to offer children from economically disadvantaged backgrounds the chance to fight for a better future through learning and skills development. Security was a major challenge in the state 3 years ago. Several communities were held hostage as kidnappers, armed robbers, and an assortment of different criminal groups set up camps in the forest from where they launched sporadic attacks on innocent Abians. The situation today is entirely different for the simple reason that we take the security of our people as our primary obligation, as the Constitution envisaged. Through effective support to security agencies, we have been able to reassert control. We do not have a perfect situation yet, but there is no ambiguity on the preparedness of the administration to do what it must to keep the peace and security of our dear state. One novel initiative we have taken to improve security and peaceful coexistence is the integration of the stakeholder model to our governance framework. Deliberate steps have been taken to bring traditional rulers and other community leaders, persons of influence, heads of town unions, youth and women groups to the decision-making table, regularly engaging with them to build consensus on development priorities. We shall continue in this regard, especially as we move closer to the peak of the electioneering campaigns. In our book, it is fine to disagree, but we must reject every invitation to disorder and conflict. Part of the reasons we have made remarkable progress in the last 36 months is a firm commitment to fiscal responsibility. Our record of expenditure per capita on capital investment is about the highest in the country. And still, we have managed to liquidate the debt stock of public debts by 60%. Actually, it is actually over 70% as of March 2026. We are ranked by independent observers as one of the leading states on fiscal sustainability, accountability, and transparency. We shall continue to strengthen the fiscal responsibility outline and commit more resources to assets that yield long-term social and economic benefits. As I have consistently maintained, there is so much to do with the funds that we cannot spare a dime for frivolity. Let me conclude on a note of profound gratitude to members of the State Executive Council, especially the Deputy Governor, Engineer Ikechukwu Emeto, for all the hard work and sacrifices of the last 3 years. The smiles on the faces of Abia, as we saw during the recent marathon of project commissioning exercises across the state, tell 1,000 stories in faith and optimism for the future. And of course, some of the speakers that spoke here this afternoon have alluded to that fact. Commendations are also due to members of the State House of Assembly, led by the Speaker, Right Honorable Emmanuel Ihuoma Emerowa, for being worthy representatives of the 24 state constituencies in the state. May I also thank members of the state judiciary, ably led by the Chief Judge, Honorable Justice Lillian Abai, for their commitment to unbiased, fair and fearless interpretation of the provisions of our laws. I would also like to take a moment to extend profound appreciation to the leadership of the 17 local government councils, the councillors, and everyone in a position of public authority in the state. Each arm and tier of government is clearly independent, but it's also true that we are serving the same community of people. I'm glad that in the new Abia, public service is underpinned by a certain sense of duty. It is my conviction that the new culture of accountability will continue to find generous expressions in our disposition and response to the needs of our people. Let me, on a final note, thank you all for your relentless support and enthusiasm. We do not take your goodwill for granted. As I said on the floor of the State House of Assembly in December 2023, the opportunity to serve our people at this time is the greatest privilege of our lives, and we shall never forget the sacrifices that made it happen. In the same vein, permit me to remind us to remain diligent in the discharge of our civic obligations. Pay your taxes as and when due, keep the environment clean, and support the law enforcement agencies to protect our communities through the supply of useful and timely information. This is our state. Let us build it together.
What is your assessment of Governor Alex Otti's 3 years in office? Share your thoughts and subscribe to Prime Joe Network for more updates.